Welcome to today's news on TV9. I'm Ada Show. In today's local news, the water rights claim may end up going to the courts while the annual Maori Fisheries Conference is being held in Auckland this week. And the new food and nutrition guidelines for children and young people have been released by the Ministry of Health. An eruption happened around 11:50 on Monday night after Mount Tongariro rumbled into life and coughed up thick ash clouds that stretched across much of the central North Island, causing disruptions. KCHR reports.
Some domestic flights are cancelled or delayed, roads are closed and Central North Islanders are left with a big muddy mess to clean as a result of the eruption on Monday night. Mount Tongariro has been dormant for 115 years, and the eruption came as a surprise as there were no escalations of volcanic activity earlier to signal the event. GNS scientists are not ruling out the possibility of another eruption if volcanic activity continues at Mount Tongariro, and Civil Defence gives advice on what to do in the case of an eruption.
The precautions are really to stay indoors if possible. When you're indoors, close all windows and doors to limit the entry of ash as far as you can. If you're outside and you experience ash, then wearing a dust mask or use a handkerchief or cloth over your nose and mouth, of course, that would be advisable. And protect your eyes by wearing goggles.
If we go by history, this could be the beginning of a series of eruptions and could start up any time. GNS Science is closely monitoring the volcano. Any further information will be released as soon as it is available. KCHR 9 News.
The Maori Party is expecting the dispute over Maori water rights to end up in the courts after a meeting with John Key broke down on Monday night. But some Maori leaders are calling for negotiation over litigation. Chrissy Jar reports.
Tariana Turia and Peter Sharples met with John Key on Monday night trying to get an assurance from the government that it would listen to any Waitangi Tribunal findings on Maori claims of water rights. But the Prime Minister only agreed to wait for an interim report from the tribunal before proceeding with the sale of Mighty River Power, and it got the Maori Party saying they expect the wrangle to end up in court. Iwi leaders are calling for more sit-down and chats from both sides.
The strong hope is that instead of litigation we should be looking at negotiations. I'm sure that if people are going to head in the direction of litigation that there'll be a lot more discussions, certainly in the near future.
Labour MP Shane Jones says the Maori Party have left their attempt to stop the asset sales process too late, and John Key is so adamant to sell that he is playing the dividing game in rejecting a pan-Maori resolution.
If you divide the Maori tribes and get them fighting each other, then it strengthens the government position and weakens the Maori position.
Jones says people should work together so issues don't get dragged on for longer than they should be. The Waitangi Tribunal has agreed to issue an interim report on August 24th. Christy Zhao, 9 News.
A National War Memorial Park will be developed in the middle of Wellington to mark the 100th anniversary of Gallipoli. The park will link the existing memorial, the tomb of an unknown warrior, the National Carillon and the Hall of Memories. Prime Minister John Key announced the project would be ready in time for Anzac Day in 2015. The 7th Annual Maui National Maori Fisheries Conference is being held in Auckland this week. Among the issues being discussed are trade, sustainability and improved ways to make more money. Chrissy Jar reports.
Iwi fishing businesses gathered in Auckland this week for the annual Maui National Maori Fisheries Conference. The conference, hosted by the Treaty Tribes Coalition and the Maori Fisheries Trust, looked at the current trading and economic environment impacting fishing businesses and the regulatory changes implemented over the last year. Former Waitangi Fisheries Commission head Shane Jones says it's an important event in the iwi fishing calendar.
The Maori tribes own about 50% of the New Zealand fishing industry and the companies, but it's important that they work together and generate more export earnings on behalf of the whole country.
Among the trade issues discussed include how to do more business with China, and former Sea Law Chairman Sir Tiffany O'Regan says direct cooperation between Chinese and New Zealand companies are ideal.
The ideal is to have an integrated system whereby a Chinese investment in New Zealand, in my view, should be matched by not just money, but a company which wants to take the fish and negotiate and handle the processing side of it.
The conference has also discussed about law changes to the way in which foreign charter vessels can be used to catch deep water species in New Zealand's exclusive economic zone. O'Regan says he believes anyone working on the country's coast should be paid the New Zealand wage rates. Christy Zhao, 9 News.
It's been a long time coming since the Ministry of Health has issued an updated food and nutrition guideline for children and young people. Amy Chin reports.
The latest food and nutrition guideline for healthy children and young people is now available. After 10 years of having the same handbook, Ministry of Health Dr. Pat Tui reinstates the various additions to the recent guideline.
There's a range of things that we've talked about in the new one that we hadn't really addressed all that much in the previous ones. A lot of it stays the same, of course, the importance of healthy nutrition in children and young people, and the opportunities that parents have to access good food and to know what's appropriate.
These guidelines are a handbook for health practitioners who work with children and young people between 2 to 18 years of age. It is also a resource for parents who can obtain the information on the Ministry of Health's website. Dr. Tui also reinstates the various additions to the recent guideline.
The areas where we've made a few changes is we've strengthened sections on growth and fluids such as alcohol and high caffeine drinks, vegetarian eating, which a lot of young people are interested in now, body image and dieting, physical activity and allergies.
Good nutrition and physical activity during childhood and adolescence are critical for growth and development in adulthood. Amy Chen, 9 News.
According to the latest international visitor survey, the number of Chinese tourists visiting New Zealand has overtaken Germany and the United States. China is currently New Zealand's third largest tourist market with expenditure of $522 million, up 27%, while Australia remains to be the largest visitor market. Breakfast being the most important meal of the day, Sanitarium is pouring Weet-Bix and Olympics together in the mix, creating a healthy, fun event that will get them in the Guinness World Record for the largest cereal breakfast in support of the New Zealand Olympics team. Keisha has more.
Early morning could never be as energetic as Auckland schools were invited to attend the Weet-Bix Breakfast Challenge at the Cloud yesterday, and it's certainly an experience that will be remembered.
Just to be a part of this unique event, to be a part of something that's going to be historic in their lives as children. And at our school we believe faster, higher, stronger. You can be who you want to be. So just to be a part of this is great fun. Yeah.
Just minutes before the Breakfast Challenge kicked off, on the live broadcast was Valerie Adams standing on the podium receiving her medal, and the crowd immediately applauded and cheered. With an official countdown, the youngsters began to chow down on the breakfast cereal. The fun didn't stop there. The event was thoroughly enjoyed by former Olympian and gold medalist Rob Waddell.
It's really nice. I'm thrilled to see all the kids are into it, and it's promoting healthy eating and a good breakfast in the morning, which is important. And we've just seen Valerie get her silver medal, so that was great too. It's awesome. Great to be here.
The Breakfast Challenge will also be quite a historical event as it enters the Guinness World Record for the largest cereal breakfast in support of the New Zealand Olympic team. Kay Chow, 9 News.
A popular pizza joint has made some changes to its logo. Amy Chin has more.
Australasia's largest pizza delivery company, Domino's, launched a new logo in its move to showcase the new direction of the company. The new tile logo drops the word pizza from the design into a single feature tile. It was time to improve the one thing that signifies our brand by creating a new, clean, crisp and strong brand logo that reflects our new directions. A newly refurbished branch in Auckland looks to symbolise the evolvement of the popular pizza brand.
I think it'll do a lot. I think it'll catch the eye from outside. I think people will come inside expecting to see something new, and that's what they'll get.
Pizza lovers in New Zealand will be amongst the first in the world to see the logo in the upcoming weeks. Amy Chen, 9 News.
Now we have our TV9 host from Asia Focus, Julie Nixon, to comment on case for title bail law.
Statistics on the number of murders committed by people while free on bail highlight why bail laws needs to be changed. Figures released under the Official Information Act reveal that 23 people were convicted of committing murder while out on bail during the 5-year period between 2006 and 2010. A further 21 were convicted of homicide-related offences. These included manslaughter, attempted murder and driving causing death. Another 763 were convicted of sexual assaults. These stats have been made available before a Parliamentary Select Committee begins hearing submissions on proposed changes to bail laws. One of the changes under the Bail Amendment Bill is to reverse the burden of proof for serious, violent and sexual offenders. This means defendants will have to prove to the Crown that they would not be a threat to public safety if released from custody. At present, the Crown must show why defendants should not be locked up. In other words, defendants are presumed innocent unless proven guilty. The stats justify the amendment for violent and sexual offenders. The Ministry of Justice says that each year about 78,000 people spend time on bail, and almost 20% of these people are convicted of at least one offence committed while on bail. Among those to be killed by violent attack recently was 18-year-old Christine Marceau, who lived on Auckland's North Shore. The person charged with her murder is 19-year-old Akshay Chand, who allegedly kidnapped, assaulted and threatened Christy 2 months earlier. After her death, Christy's parents teamed up with the Sensible Sentencing Trust to start the Christy's Law campaign to toughen up bail laws. Not before time. The law needs to change to improve public safety.